Let's factor this polynomial. It has 4 terms. We will group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. In the first group, 2 and 4 have 2 in common. So we will factor out a 2. And x squared and x have a common factor of x. So we factor out 2x. And we divide the first term, 2x squared, by 2x. So we get 2's cancel out, x squared over x will be x. So in place of the first term, we will put x inside the parentheses. We copy this minus. For the second term, 4x divided by 2x, x's cancel out, 4 divided by 2 will be 2. So we put 2 in place of the second term. In the second group, the greatest common factor for 3 and 6 is 3, and there is no x in the last term, so the common factor for the 2 last terms for the second group is only 3. So we write 3 and open a parenthesis and realize that the first term is negative 3x, so we factored out only a 3. So what we should put inside the parenthesis is negative x. And for the second term, 6, we factored out a 3, so 6 over 3 is 2. We will just have plus 2 in place of 6. Now we would like to continue factoring. In the second step, these binomials, if they were the same, then we would continue factoring out that binomial. We realize that this has x, but this has negative x. This is negative 2, and this is positive 2. So they have the same terms that differ by a sign only. We can actually make them the same by factoring out a negative in the second parenthesis. So let's copy the first group, and we will factor out a negative 1 in the second group. So instead of having a plus 3, we will actually factor out a negative 3. So we will have minus 3 times. Now, since we already factored out a negative 1, we will put x instead of negative x. Instead of positive 2, we will put a negative 2. And realize that when you multiply out, you will have negative 3x and positive 6. Negative 3 times negative 2, positive 6. So this is a correct way of factoring it. And now we have the two binomials equal. So we can factor out that binomial x minus 2. And what is remaining here is 2x. And what is left here is negative 3. So this will be our polynomial in factored form. You can actually check it by multiplying back. 2x will be 2x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x minus 4x plus 6. So this is exactly the initial expression. This is exactly the polynomial that was given in the question. So this is the correct factorization of this polynomial.